Welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel, man. Oh my goodness. 857. What's up, 69 Dart, man? Anybody out there heard of the GM's massive problem, massive terrible PR they're going through right now with this 6.2 liter V8 engine? Okay. Yeah. Now, a lot of manufacturers use a 6.2 version of a V8. Okay. In fact, Stellantis use a trim package called the Hellcat. Okay, it is a supercharged 6.2 liter V8 engine. Now, but it's nowhere near problematic such as this thing right here. All right. Now I'm not Glenn, so don't get it twisted. It's not that I'm Glenn, but they having to recall this thing. In fact, that Hemi, the 6.2 Hellcat trim package, that engine has no engine recalls on it. Okay, internal engine recalls is what I'm talking about. But there still could be considered some problems out there. Now, I saw some interesting photos in this article. I'm on Car Buzz, guys, by the way. Of course, they didn't clean things right as they built it. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of cleaning issue. What's up, Andrew Scott? 69 Dart Man, Garage Monkey. What's up, man? Okay, here we go. Man, listen, man. This thing, like I say, I'm not Glenn, okay? You could say General Motors, one of America's oldest, biggest automakers, should know a thing or two about small block V8 gasoline engine, as it's been engineering, testing, and maintaining them for 70 freaking years, and y'all still can't get it right. However, for a multitude of reasons, it would seem GM has lost the art of the V8 reliability. Guys, it's hard to keep those things. I told y'all my opinion on that. A lot of that is stemming from the add-ons that they have to. This is a cam and block design. I saw some push rods on this, so I'm assuming this cam and block. So in order to meet CAFE or to meet emission standards, a lot of these manufacturers had to add things to this engine. The Hemi we had to add MDS, variable valve timing, all kinds of stuff to stay within that range of emissions. All right. But GM having a hard time, guys. GM has lost the art of reliability. The V8 built from 2021 to 24, which can be found in many large trucks and SUVs, from the Silverado to the Escalade. I want to get straight to this. The inside of a destroyed L87 engine is a mess. Okay. This guy actually tore one apart. Now, y'all see this picture right here? That looks like a lifter. Typical. Okay. Those can be found on the Hemi as well. Roller bearings, needle bearings inside of the roller bearings. But what's unique about this photo is that gash in between that bearing. Y'all see that gash right there? Now, we all know how valve train work, or at least we should. Okay, as it's running, cam lobes going around and round and round, pushing up on, push rods doing anything, supplying the oil and cam lobes. Well, anyway, in the midst of all of this movement, somebody's clashing. All right, this is a lifter out of one of these. Now it just has 600,000 potential catastrophic engine. Wow. Now, hold on. I didn't read this part. Since it's already believed the L87 V8 problem has to do with machining issues regarding the crankshaft and connecting rods, this teardown would seem to confirm that GM has at least properly diagnosed its problem. Now it just has to fix 600,000 potential catastrophic engine. Whoa, you talking about some money. Somebody here is going to ring for this, guys. The recall. There's a recall. Recall meaning it's a safety issue and it's a known issue. All right. People are always fussing about why ain't there a recall on the Hemi Tick, because it's not an unsafe issue. This thing here, I don't know why it's unsafe. I have to read some more. The L87 V8 issue has been known about for months, if not over a year. GM has not specified a direct issue, but has announced that the known defect with these engines has to do with the connecting rods or the crankshaft. Because of this, engine can potentially fail or even destroy themselves catastrophically. Destroy themselves from within. Oh my goodness. All right. NHTSA has reported 12 potential related injuries. That's what makes it a safety. That's what makes it a recall, guys, because people are getting injured. Yeah, now your safety is at stake. So we can issue a recall. Man, nobody has been injured from a ticking Hemi or a ticking 3.6 Pentastar. Okay, so you likely will never. Guys, I'm not rooting for y'all not to get a recall. Okay, if they issue a recall, remember now, it's like 12 million of these engines out there on the road. If they issue a recall and decide to reimburse people that have paid for repairs on such engines, they will be out of a lot of money. But money is not the main issue here. Okay, safety is. At least that's the way the way they say it. But oh my goodness, that would be a lot of money. 12 potential related injuries to the faulty engine. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now a recall, which are tied to 42 additional reports of fire that could also be related to this recall. So not only is it you'll likely you can potentially be unsafe, you can be harmful. A fire? Okay. GM has also reported that it has investigated 28,000 incidents believed to be related to this issue. Yeah, y'all better hurry up and recall this thing. The problem with GM is they CEO Mary Barra been saying this for years. Nothing is going to get better for them until they get rid of that woman. Uh, That's Jacob from Facebook, buddy of mine over there on Facebook. He he got a knack for dogging out CEOs. So, Jacob, the CEOs is not really the ones in the engineering room deciding what go into engines and what do this and what do that. CEOs are like, I'm just speaking from based off my opinion. I thought CEOs was more like the business side, not technically the technical side. Now, granted, they have a responsibility to make sure the product, is right. All right. But I mean, a bulk of this blame could potentially go toward the engineers that design it, not Mary Barrow. I'm just saying. I mean, she's the CEO again. It's her responsibility to make sure everything. So what basically when you blame a CEO, you technically saying they put the wrong people in place to design stuff or to build things. Yes, the engine is crap. All right. But uh that's a whole different another department. Okay. That's like who the hell sitting in the laboratory designing this V8 engine? Okay. And now they having to recall a massive amount of money. It's about to get ugly, man. Now, here's the thing that I catch a lot of flack for. Let me read this. Um, if there's damage, the vehicle will get an all new engine eventually. Otherwise, the existing engine will be swapped from 0W20 engine oil to thicker. So maybe they learned something from this. Yeah, we use 0W20 fully synthetic in a lot of our stuff. And in the comment section, everybody's complaining about that oil is too thin, which could very well be causing the bulk of their problems. But yeah, they going from 0W20 to 0W40, which a new lawsuit now alleges negatively impacts the vehicle's efficiency. So that's their solution. They're going to give you another engine and up the oil to 0W40. Okay, back to these pictures. All right, typical, not so typical. That's ugly. All right, what's up, Eric Motion? Yeah, the crank locks up. Damn. Y'all remember when Ram had that recall for 1,500 pickups equipped with the 5.7? No, Eric, what was the recall? I don't remember that. I think because if they fail badly, the engine locks up tight. Rockers bad. Rockers? Wait a minute, what did I leave off at? I did because rockers bad again. Looks like same bearing issue again. Yeah, everybody having these freaking engine, man. And if you read the comment section on some of the engine videos I post, people swabbing down it's only freaking Dodge and Stellantis having these issues. No, bro. From what I'm hearing, yeah, the bulk of them are. and it could be related to the oil. I don't know. My '06 Charger used 5W20. Okay. Uh, yeah. Well, they just upped it from 020 to 040. The problem is that the motor oil is too thin. It pours like water. Mr. AR. That's his opinion. We can only offer our opinions. May have a point, bro. So AR, oil too thin. You think moving up from 020 to 040 will help that situation? Interesting. I want to look at some more of these pictures. Okay, typical push rods. No, that's a rod cap. Why do we let me see some. Okay, we got the push rods. Ooh, look at the scores on those rods, man. This is one they tore down, guys. Some guy on I think he on YouTube tore the engine down. Okay, push rods. Oh, that's ugly. Is that the damn crank? That look like the freaking crankshaft. Look at did the bearing spin on the crank? Who can make this picture out? It's not the motor oil, it's AFM. Rise, please explain. What's up, Uncle Mark? How you doing, bro? Well, here's the thing. The L83, L84, L86, and L87 all use the same crankshaft and the same oil. Haven't seen this failure on anything but the L87. So, what in particular are you isolating out of this bunch? You named off 4 different versions of the L engine and all use the same crankshaft and the same oil. Haven't seen this feature or this failure on anything. Where you going with that comment, Garage Monkey? That's interesting. But look at this freaking crankshaft. Nah, use 5W30 or 40. It's not the motor oil, it's the AFM. Yep. So JT got a Jeep Patriot question. All right, give me a second, man. Let me wrap this up. What's up, JT? What's going on, man? Active fuel management, it disables cylinders to save gas. Right. Emissions, some kind of standards. When you start adding all this crap to already a cam and block design, who even uses those anymore? So they're trying to keep this engine on the road. The Hemi engine, the V8 version, well, there's only one version, has gone through a massive overhaul. And from my understanding, it's ticking one so rampant until they started adding all this stuff. So, yeah, with changes come new changes. All right. Engineering Explain gave in depth the oil they're going to use, either if you get a new engine or they don't. I thought the type of oil they would recommend would depend which of the 2 remedies they do. Interesting. That guy pretty good, by the way. Engineering Explain. He's a bad dude. But yeah. Yeah, we just read somewhere where they went from 020 to 040. Hold on. Is there some more pictures in here? Okay, we saw yeah. So this is just one they tore down. I don't see a picture of the camshaft. If my eyes not deceiving me, this looked like a crankshaft. Damn. Ouch. Destroying themselves from within. All right. So it's the 5.3 and the AFM 6.2. The L87 is DFM. That crank is burnt. Yeah, but how did it get that way? Is a massive amount of engines. This engine is about to be recalled. The Camaro and the Corvette use 0W40 and don't have the main bearing failures. The problem is thin oil that then gets diluted with fuel due to extended drain intervals, worse in hot climate. Yeah, that is it was something else interesting in here. 12 potential GM remedy for this issue, which has a new video. Oh, let me see there. GM's remedy for this issue, which this new video elaborates on in more detail, is simply an engine inspection to see if there's potential for engine failure. If there's damage, the vehicle will get an all-new engine eventually. Otherwise, the existing engine will be swapped. What? So basically, guys, what they're saying is if you don't have a problem, we just gonna drain your old oil out and put in new oil. So basically, they blaming it on the oil. You can't type or you can't mislead the public like this. Y'all see what y'all see where I'm going with this. Okay, let me do this again because for the people in the back, GM remedy for the issue, which this new video elaborates on in more detail, is simply an engine inspection. So the recall consists of you bring your car in, they inspect the engine, all right, to see if there's potential for engine failure. How the hell can you see if there's a potential for engine failure? All right, you can look at the oil. I mean, nobody's gonna walk around with an oil analyzer to see. Wait a minute, let me taste this. Is this 0W40 or 0W20? Yeah. So if there's damage, now this damage is going to be verbal, like you're going to hear a ticking noise or a rough idle, or what? If there's damage, the vehicle would get an all new engine assembly. So if it's noisy, you do an engine. All right. Otherwise, if there is no noise and you're not getting an engine, the existing engine will be swapped from 0W20 to a thicker 0W40, which a new lawsuit now alleges negatively impacts the vehicle at advertised efficiency. In total, nearly 600,000 Chevy Silverado, blah, 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 blah. Wow. 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 Freaking wow. Just change your oil. Go from zero. If you got a Chevy Tahoe SUV Suburban, GMC Yukon, GMC Sierra, and you have this 6.2 engine in it, and you're not experiencing any problems, and you really love your vehicle and want to keep your car and your engine in top shape, basically they're suggesting to you just simply change your oil. If you don't have any noise or any problem right now, get a new engine. I agree with you, Darhemi. But change your oil and you won't have the problem. Is that what I'm getting out of this comment right here? All right, I got behind on the comments again. Not just there, man. I'm pretty sure that if they give you a new engine, they are going with 020 oil again. No, Uncle Mark, according to this, you get a new engine, you get a new oil, which makes sense, I guess. Because I think in the manual on the oil cap and everywhere else, this engine must have 0W20 on it. So they about to make a mass reproduction of oil caps and data, text data in their computer system to adjust from recommended oil use of 0W20 to 0W40. Yeah. No. There's 3 different things going on. This is why everyone is freaking confused. My charger was down to 139-pound oil pressure at idle hot just before I changed it at 5K. Oil was still clean, just not new. Clean looking. It wasn't black and it was fully synthetic. Yeah, you're using a good oil then. Fully synthetic 5W20. I think it got, yeah, that your model call for 5W20. But guys, I've always said when you become out of the norm or your car or your engine reach a certain mile, you're no longer into manufacturer's suggested windows. Okay, you can make some adjustments. Okay, when people ask me what oil I recommend going in, I tell them what the manufacturer suggests. What I'm really saying is up until a certain point. The average car out there now has over 100,000 miles. Yes, you can make some adjustments accordingly. If you want to go thicker, go for it. But for the most part, be prepared to maybe get some warning lights. This oil, the weight of the oil is now monitored by a lot of these vehicles. Okay, they use an oil temperature sensor and an oil pressure switch sensor to detect if the flow rate is adequate enough to flow through that engine. Remember, it's variable valve timing, MDS, is all kind of stuff. So the oil flow has to be on point. And if the weight of the oil is not sufficient enough to keep that flow within specs, then yeah, you may get some warning lights and you may have some problems. So it's getting crazy, man. 16 Patriot had 5 found wires, not wires correctly wired, not runs worse. It's stuck at 1.2 volts on the ETC positive. Oh man, 5 volts. All right, super. All right, yeah, let me wrap this up. But like guys, so the moral of the story, if you got one, go change your oil. You might get lucky and save your engine. Okay. Especially if you because not all of them gonna the recall, not all gonna apply to, you know what I'm saying, to there's some recalls out on some vans and not other vans. I don't know how they determine that. Okay. Or starvation due to DOD or breakdown due to temp. Bad manufacturers batching parts. It could be a lot of things until R&D tears it down and do tests. Yeah, analyze this stuff. Kulo from Facebook. Appreciate that input, bro. Um, but yeah, tear down and send stuff to get analyzed. Yeah, because what we're trying to avoid is this, 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 this. Oh, yeah, definitely that, because that's where it all starts. If you got that, yes, recommend the engine. Get a new engine. I hear you, bro. Both on vibration sensor and lab scope is used to analyze for engine damage. That's how they determining that. So it's not a verbal thing. It's not you can. Who's that? Dad's Garage. You can come in with a immaculately quiet 6.2 V8 engine needing a recall, but that's not. They're not going off verbal sounds. Interesting. Okay. Both in vibration sensor and lab scope. The Pentastar 36 used to use 530 for years. Now, why do they recommend you to use zero? Because they changed generation. Only the 020 go in the Gen 3. All right. Gen 3 showed up on the Chrysler Pacifica 2017, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and the Durango 2016 and up. Now it's being implemented in all the Wranglers. Okay, so yeah, the generation dictated the change from the Pentastar standpoint. Generation 1 and 2 always 520 or 530. Then came generation 3, they went down to 0W20, fully synthetic. All I use is 530. Trash that came. Damn. Depending on why the particular engine failed. I'm thinking about those new 6.4. Oh, the new ones. I ain't seen any problem lately. What's up, James Johnson? A certain point, aka when the warranty is up. Send me a new engine. It's not a GM though. Oh yeah, freaking Dodge will throw a check engine light. If you yeah, it's on the older models. I think you get a check engine light. The newer models you would get a code, but it won't necessarily. So when the mechanic scan your car and he see P1521, incorrect oil use, right? So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So use all this different weight of oil at your own risk. Will it damage anything? Not so much a damage something, but the MDS or the variable valve timing and MDS will not work, or because the flow is not correct, your engine may not run the way it's supposed to. All right. So using the wrong oil can inadvertently cause you drivability concerns. That's why it's best to use the right oil, I guess. Mopar, no car. What's up, Derek? Freaking Dodge with the chicken night. Yeah, Derek. I'm leaning toward PCM, since even at the PCM I still get the same reading. Be careful, man, with that PCM stuff. Remember, PCM is nothing more than a computer reading inputs, doing some calculation, and dishing out some outputs. Okay, so if the inputs are incorrect, then yeah, the PCM gonna act stupid. All right, based off the inputs. So yeah, be careful. They schooled us hard on. I think we was doing PCMs left and right, and they was getting them back and finding out nothing was wrong with them. So they developed a whole entire class for us on do's and don't. And for those stubborn dealer techs that was still replacing them, they was just simply charging the dealer back. Nope. Wasn't nothing wrong with this. We went through this tooth and nail. Wasn't a damn thing wrong with it. Because techs, guys, we act under a different microscope when we're dealing with warranty. All right, when we're dealing with warranty, some techs seem to think you don't have to think that hard. Don't spend a lot of time thinking, just replace something. I mean, it's warranty. Who the hell cares? But that can come back and bite you and your dealer. So and these people that check this stuff know that. They're a half-ass diagnosis. They just yell out PCM. But keep in mind, if a tech yell out a PCM, he put it on there and it don't fix it, you can't turn that back in. It's already programmed to that car. And you likely ain't going to even say nothing. You know what you're going to do? Find the real problem and get an additional part. So now, when warranty administration get that ticket, they're going to say, why the hell you got a PCM on here and a map sensor? There's no way in hell it could have been both. Well, I put the PCM on there, it didn't fix it, so then I found out you really needed a map sensor. That means you guessed. You cost somebody thousands of dollars. Denied. Warranty gonna send that shit back to the dealer. The dealer gonna get mad at you and charge you for the whole ticket and take it out of your check every week. Seen it happen. My L1 is if my L1 is 0.9 volts, and L2 is at 0.45, is that in specs? I don't know the specs by heart, Super. You could disable the FM. Yeah, I need to go to your original comment because I couldn't make out. Well, I forgot what you were saying. Okay, hold on, guys, for a second. 16 Patriot had PO. See, I don't even know these code. What's that stand for? Found wires not wired correctly. Oh, this throttle body stuff, ain't it? I got one of these right now. Oh. Rewired now runs worse. It's stuck at 12 hours on ETC. Stuck at. Yes, these are throttle body codes. I'm dealing with one of these now. I came from another dealer, another shop. Okay, they put a throttle body on it and they rewired it. You have to rewire it because the connectors no longer matches the old connectors. Here's the deal. I don't know where you getting your. I know this come with a piece of paper that shows where every wire go. That's wrong. Okay, I'll be the first. Everybody in the shop done got burned off of this. I don't know why they haven't changed it and put the right one in it. I have to go directly to Dealer Connect and get the correct diagram. Okay, because the paper is wrong. The paper that comes in the box. Imagine that. The paper that comes in the box will lead you astray. Ain't that crazy? You get a brand new box with a brand new throttle body and a freaking wire harness that you have to do. It's super. Yeah, you that stuff is wrong, man. Like if I had the VIN, I can send you the direct wiring diagram on how this supposed to go. But what you're gonna see is the diagram of the old harness. Okay, so you just go off the name of the wires and put those in their perspective order. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to rewire them when I got tomorrow. Got the wiring off Pro Demand. If Pro Demand following the same one in the box, they wrong. I don't know how well Pro Demand is, but yeah, I guess I have different options to go by, than the average guy. Well, I use Dealer Connect, and they almost have to be right, but they still can be wrong. You wired wrong, guy. If that throttle body new and you having these voltage codes, you simply wired wrong. It's gonna be one wire off. It has happened to every mechanic in the shop, including me. Drove me freaking cuckoo. I email you the VIN tomorrow. All right, that's what's up, man. All right. What is my damn online mechanic tips at gmail.com? And let me know. Just comment on any video. I'm sure I'll see it. And let me know that you did it so I can go check. But hey, what's up, my dude? Fluffy Mexicanic. What's up, man? Oh shit, I made it to the live stream. Finally finished this Pacifica. What the hell? Pacifica water pump. That's like a tight, man. You ever did an alternator on the Pacifica? You damn near have to remove everything out of the front to get that sucker out. But Pacifica on a water pump is not fun. However, it's doable. All right. I hope you got at least 3 hours or more out of that. Because yeah, this can be a pain. But when you know exactly what you're going after, guys, it can make the job easy, no matter what it is. Like this may be new to Fluff because he a Nissan guy, and but you're going after a water pump. So you automatically figure you got to get everything out of your way that requires that water pump to be removed. Knowing that makes your general mechanic instinct kick in. At the end of the day, guys that specialize, they still general mechanic in their head. All right. When we went to school, we didn't, when we went to trade school or whatever, we went to school on a general car. So at the end of the day, we all general mechanics first, and then specialized mechanics last. Appreciate that donation, man. Yeah, that's not that you should have some fun. I'm wondering if you're doing that thermostat as well. That's right above it, and it could be a pain as well. But if you're leaking, good for you, because that may be all you need. If you're overheating, if you're replacing it for overheat, it's definitely advisable to do the thermostat as well. Got the wiring off Pro Demand. Is that a real Mopar throttle body that gives you the rope? Yes. I must say, I took my paper and I went to the computer and punched in the VIN. The wiring harness to the old setup came up. But that's as simple as, they name every wire, K22, blue and black wire, blah, 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 blah. You put those. So I made my paper out. Now, every time I do one, I whip out my paper. I ball up the other one that come in the box, chunk it. Yeah. Waste of time, man. 4 hours. That's what's up, man. Yes. It's every bit of worth of it. All right. You ever work on an old diesel VW? Damn, Tyler. No, sir. Not looking forward to it either. If one come in on the used car department, doesn't sound fun. Did one of my 95 Neon years ago. I had to tear the front of the engine off, so did the timing belt. Yeah. Well, yeah, those are timing belt driven cars. You do one, you might as well do both. You got 4 hours from extended warranty. Got it out. Oh, that's what's up. Going back in took all day. Kept getting pulled. Oh yeah. Yeah. Please don't forget nothing when you get pulled off. You got to keep a straight mind when you're dealing with this stuff. That ain't bad at all. Oh yeah. Now it was leaking. Didn't realize until I was editing the compressor. Oh, the compressor video I made, and it caused. I thought it was pink. What do you mean? Then it clicked. Y'all have pink coolant. Pink coolant. Damn, pink coolant is the 5-year coolant. That's the wrong coolant for a Pacifica. The purple coolant is the 10-year coolant that go in a Pacifica. So please, damn, Eric, you right. I gotta get out of here, man. I'm supposed to come on at 8, between 8:30. No way. I know, right? Y'all tricked me, man. Let me get out of here, guys. Change your oil. If you got a GM 62, go from 0-20 to 0-40. All right, that'll help prolong your life, according to GM. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's all I have. Philip Dog, appreciate the donation. You stopping by, man, hollering at your boy. All right, everybody else, I appreciate y'all tuning in as well. So, guys, I got to get out of here, man. See y'all in the next video.